Good evening. We are live from one of the world's most beautiful arenas. This is Falkor Bay. Alongside me, former world champion Johnny Nelson.
The pleasure's always mine, my friend.
And now it's time for our tale of the tape. Smokin' Joe. He took part in the greatest boxing. He is the gentleman.
This bout is scheduled.
A lot of pre-match drama, and they facing Joe Frazier, who won gold at the '64 Olympic Games. Tried to score with a jab. Those counter punches have to hurt. The perfect counter lands. That punch has been his best weapon all fight long. Well done with that counter shot. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. You're not going to see a lot of finesse and skills from this guy. He wants to bury his forehead in your chest and pound away.
Oh man, you've got a swarm in your face. You've got to try and push him off, make him go into the rope. You've got to sometimes fight fire with fire. Hit him low on the blind side of the referee. Get him angry.
Pretty close fight here in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Could see it in their eyes. They saw that punch coming, and there was nothing they could do.
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
How about that will to win and refusal to stay down as this fight continues?
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes you angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
How about that time? So we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. No one knows a fighter better than their trainer, and this trainer is... Here we go, round 2. Who's going to land the first big shot? Something has got to change after 2 knockdowns in the last round.
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Knock out twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
You can't make a mistake at the heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. Nice counter. He threw a punch and just got countered. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Beautiful counter punch. Catch and shoot. Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. Counter punch caught him clean. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Punch, counter punch. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Right hand, right on point. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. At this point, you got to believe. There's the bell for round 3. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
Now
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
These two fighters are made for one another. Beautiful counter shot. They blocked that right hook. There's a counter shot. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
They block that jab. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
There's the bell to start round 4. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Good counter punch. They're both looking for the knockouts here, and that's what we expect from heavyweights.
Power, that power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Both men step back for just a moment. Nice counter shot. That jab misses. Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. When are we going to see a jab from these two? In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself down trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
You wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of a shot from that heavyweight. And that hook misses. A receipt is coming right back. Insane action. Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
And he scores with the counter. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Get out of the way of that right hook. Looks like a little change of strategy here. Trying to loosen up the flow a little bit. That counter shot lands. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. The game plan does not seem to be working. There's the bell for round 6. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Nice counter shot. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tell. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Good counter punching. Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. A perfect counter shot. Good defense there to stop that hook. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Back and forth they go. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Every second, every minute of this fight.
Here we go. I can't believe it. They are giving up. And that is that. They surrender. This is over.